Hello everybody. In this video, we are going to discuss about random numbers in C++. Okay, so basically we are going to discuss how we can generate random numbers and how we can have control over what random numbers we generate. Okay, so basically first things first, we should know that which library contains the function that we are going to use to generate random numbers. Okay, so the library name is cstdlib. So that is basically cstdlib. So you can understand it as C and then standard and then library. So basically that is C standard library. Okay, and this library contains two functions that are going to help us for finding a random number, that is rand, that is this function, and srand, that is sran. Okay, so let us understand one by one what are these two functions and how to use them. So basically rand function is basically a function that does not take any input as a parameter, and it returns a random number. It returns a random number from 0 to rand max. So basically this rand max can differ from compiler to compiler, but it is guaranteed that it is always greater than or equal to 32767. Okay, so you do not need to remember this number. This is just a lower threshold that any compiler will have rand max value at least this. Okay, so the basic thing to understand is that this random function, wherever we use it, returns a random number from 0 to rand max. Okay, what if we do, we make a loop for, and then we loop for int I is equal to 0, and we go I less than equal to 5, and then we do I plus plus. So basically we are running this loop for 6 times, right? From 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So basically we are going to print 6 random numbers here. What we are going to do, we are going to write cout, and then we are going to do rand, and then we are going to do endl. Okay, so basically we are printing 6 random numbers here in this small snippet of code. Okay, so here, no matter how many times we run this code, every time we run this code, it's going to print the same 6 random numbers. So basically if it first time it gave a random number like 107, 1774, 10455, 21400 and 111171. Okay, so if it gave these 6 numbers for the first time, then if we run it for any number of times, it will give these 6 random numbers only. It is not going to change those random numbers. And why is that happening? Basically, here comes the role of srand function. What this srand function does, let's break that down. This is seed for rand. Okay, so we are basically providing a seed for this rand function to work. This srand function takes a parameter that is an unsigned integer. So whatever integer that we put, if we put 5, so it will use this 5 as a seed to generate this numbers, right? So if we do not write this function, if we do not call srand function, the compiler automatically calls srand1. So basically every time we are running this rand function here, it has already called srand1. So srand1 means it is every time it is using this 1 as the seed to generate these 6 random numbers, right? So that is why it is generating same 6 random numbers every time again and again. So basically if we want to generate different numbers, so basically we have to change this srand parameter every time we run the code, and we cannot do that. So one basic practice that we follow is we call srand with time 0. So basically this actually takes the current computer time, current system time as the seed. So every time we call the function, this time changes. So if the time changes, so it will generate a different random 6 numbers. So if we here in front, before only we do srand and then do time and then 0. Right? So what this will do, this will give a new seed every time the code is executed. So if we write this, we are going to get basically 6 different random numbers every time we run this code. Alright, so that is the basic thing and basic use for rand function and srand function. And one more thing to note here, what if we want a random value between a certain number? What if we want a random value between 1 to 100 only? Okay, we want a random value between 1 to 100. What we can do rand and then we do it modulo 100. So if we do it modulo 100, then this number would be between 0 to 99, right? And then we do plus 1. So this complete number would be 1 to 100, right? So this is how we basically change our range of the random number that we want. If we want number from 1 to 100, we do this. All right. So if we want a head tail generator, so basically we want either 0 or 1. So we can just do rand and then we do modulo 2, right? So we'll get either 0 or 1. So that is basically we can get either head. Let's consider this as head and this as tail. So using this, we can make a coin flip program that can simply generate a random head and tail. And remember to do srand times 0 before doing this, because if we do not do this, every time we'll get either head only or tail only. But after doing this srand, we'll get different head and tails after every time we run the program. Okay, so you see, this is the basic understanding and use of random numbers that we are going to do in C++. Okay, so remember this cstdlib is used to include having two functions, random and srand, that can be used. Alright, so that's it for random numbers. See you in the next one.